Bang! Good boy. Roll it. All right. Kibble. Okay, good boy. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Peter, and this is Riley. Riley's my dog, and he's a great family dog. And today, we're gonna make his food. So, I'm gonna share with you guys the food that I make for him. And we're using, like older fish that you might have in your freezer or just extra fish. And we're gonna use some nice vegetables and some rice. In this case, brown rice. So I started doing this about maybe a year ago when I was reading an article about how like commercial kibble, the dry dog food that they make, even though it says premium and all that, that it's really not very good for them. It's the processing of it that creates carcinogens and things like that. And part of the article was talking about how the age span of certain species of dogs is actually declining. And they attribute that to their diet. So when I read that, and I was just kind of horrified because, maybe many of you have pets and they become loving members of the family, as this guy has. He's also my training partner and training coach, and he's kind of a hard ass. Keeps me on my toes. Anyway, after I read that article, and I know some other spearfishermen do this too with some of their older frozen food, is they'll cook it up for their dog. And so I kind of put two and two together and thought, you know what, I've got some extra, let's do it. And since then, I've refined the process over time, and I'm gonna share with you how I do it. And I do it in batches. So usually, depending how much fish I'm gathering, it'll be at least a month's worth, up to a month and a half. So I think we got probably a month and a half or so. Today he's getting some tuna, yellowtail, maybe some older white sea bass or something. So it's just a mix. It's always going to be a mix. So I thought I'd share this video with you guys. I've been doing this for a while, and it's a great way of utilizing everything, as I always preach, and add a little health. And interesting fact, when I walk Riley, I use my electric skateboard sometimes, and it tells you the average speed. And after he's done with his big business, right, I make him run home to get his exercise. And his average speed went up after he started eating the food I make. And like he used to run like just kind of a running pace of maybe 7 miles an hour, and he would sprint like maybe 12, 13 miles an hour, which, he doesn't have very long legs. That's pretty quick. But after eating the food, his speeds went up about 2 miles an hour. So he was running at 9, maybe 10, and then slows down to 9. And then his sprint got up to like 15 to 16 at times, depending what we're doing. And what are you doing? And his fur is so soft. I mean, he's a 9-year-old dog, and his fur is super soft. He has less rashes. And before with kibble, he would just graze throughout the day. He wasn't really excited. But now he gets a little crazy at dinner time. So anyway, a lot of reasons to keep this guy healthy with us, and those are physical things that I saw that changed in him. So, you want to come down? Anyway, let's get started. We're going to start cooking this stuff and put it all together. I'm going to show you the process. First, we're going to go ahead and put in all this meat in this pot and see how much water we're going to need.
This helps so we don't overflow the pot when we put everything back in.
Guys, now the water's boiling. We'll go ahead and start putting in the meat. Now we're gonna put the big pieces in first. And let's put a nice big piece. Let's check.
And then maybe like 7-8 minutes later, you start taking out the smaller pieces first and slowly work your way until you get to the big ones. And then take them out and I cool it off so it kind of stops the cooking process. And then, you know, liquid comes out of the meat when you cook it this way. And so I capture all of it to use for making rice. So now we're going to make some rice, and we got to clean the rice. So this is brown rice, and you can see, look at all that, you know, kind of yucky stuff there. So you want to keep rinsing it with clean water and slosh it around until you finally get some clear water. It could take like 3 or 4 times, but this is what it takes to have clean water. So I put the fish water back in and fill the rest with clean filtered water. Now this is the Chinese finger measuring trick. You pour the water over the rice until you got about a finger's length over it, and then you're good to go. I know it sounds weird, but it works every time. So we're gonna go ahead and cook the rice. This is brown rice, and this is the sound. I know it's dorky, but that's how these things work.
These guys are microwavable, so we're just gonna go ahead, toss them in, follow the directions, and nuke it for about 6 minutes. This one.
So we cut it open, and more or less I chop all these into smaller pieces. Different bags of vegetables. I mean, you know, dog's gonna not really chew it that much. He's gonna take a couple bites and swallow. So I do the same with the fish. And look at this tuna. That's nice and medium rare in the middle. So chop this one all up, and, you know, throw in the pot. Here's some different fish. Finish it up, and then mix the vegetables in there. And then I actually had some older rice. Then I mix with the fresh rice just so I have enough volume, and then add that to the pot as well. Then you start mixing, and this could take a while because there's a lot of food in there. But look at that, very wholesome, nutritious food right there. Next, we're going to portion the food out, and Riley eats about a cup for dinner. So I use these cups, put these sandwich bags in there, and fill each one, and basically just repeat and refill the bags. It works pretty well.
Okay, 42 servings out of this batch, so that's pretty good. Little under a month and a half. So it was a good amount of work, and we're at the home stretch. Last thing is we're gonna roll these up like a cigar for easier storage and serving. So I'll show you that next.
Okay, so you can see me bouncing the bag a little bit, trying to get all his food to one end, and I just basically roll it up. Easy peasy. And then repeat and repeat. And then I put about 3 of them in a Ziploc so that it's just easy to carry and store and take out 3 at a time from the freezer. See, doesn't that look good? And so now they just freeze, and now you've got enough for over a month.
Okay guys, it's dinner time. So let me get some of his food that we made for him in this individual roll. And we put it in a microwave safe bowl. Pretty much just dump it out. Gonna nuke it for about 50 seconds. Riley, sit. Good boy. Gonna get you dinner, okay? Be a good boy, stay. All right, look at that. Nice and warm. This guy's anxious. So I'm gonna put it in his bowl. Since eating this food, before he would just graze, now he just inhales this. So my wife found this kind of little maze bowl, and that helps him slow down. Makes a little bit more work for him, takes him longer to eat, and thus he gets kind of full. So, doing this with one hand. Hold on. Riley, sit. Stay. Wait for it. Wait. Look at this guy. Okay, break. Let's see. See if he likes it. Yeah. Looks like I got a happy customer. So yeah, good. All right, guys. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you have a dog or pets and you might have some excess fish in the freezer, you might think about doing this as well. Like I said, you know, he's a lot healthier and seems pretty happy. I'm happy we're feeding him well. So if you get something out of this video, decide to do it, give a brother a like, and consider following me hunting, exploring beautiful California and beyond. And with my buddy Riley. All right, take care. See you next time.